This video is to walk you guys through your first essay assignment. This is your argument essay. So this essay is one that you are demonstrating your understanding and grasp of how to construct an argument. And therefore it does not require any research. That does not mean you're not welcome to include some research, one or two sources if you want, but you do not have to have research in this essay. So the prompt is pretty simple. You're going to create an argumentative essay with a clearly stated position on an issue of your choosing with solid and relevant evidence. So this means that you're going to choose a general topic, so something like healthcare or abortion or whether or not, or the use of hormones in beef, something like that, right? And then you're going to choose a side. So you have to choose one side or the other. And this is because you need to demonstrate your ability to not only identify a clear stance on an issue, but defend that stance as well with your argumentative structure. So even if you don't have personally a strong belief in one side or the other, what you cannot do is explore both sides of the issue. You can't say there's pros and cons to this issue. What you need to do is take a clear stance on the issue. So, for example, if I was going to do the legalization of marijuana as my general topic, my stance would either be I believe that we should legalize it nationally, or I believe we should not legalize it nationally. So your thesis claim needs to not only identify your issue and your stance, but includes a clear proposed solution to the issue. So like I said, in that example that I gave you, I might get more specific. And my solution, my proposed solution is not only that we should say, I wanted to argue that we should legalize marijuana on a national level, and the proposed solution would have more concrete details about how we should do that. So I would say it should be legalized for recreational use up to 2 ounces, right? Something like that. That is a clear proposed solution to the issue. What you don't want to do is just say, we should not do this, or I don't agree with this, because all that does is leave it open-ended for questioning. You need to include a clear solution to the issue. So I'm going to give you guys a couple examples just based on things that students have submitted before. So things like, like I said, I've had students argue that we should not have hormones in beef. And that should be eliminated. I've had students propose that we eliminate all animal testing in the United States, and instead do X, Y, and Z type of testing. I've had students propose that we should not overturn Roe v. Wade, and therefore we should do X to get the Supreme Court to reconsider the decision. All of these are clear topics and stances, but also include an actionable proposed solution to the issue. So you guys get to pick your own topic. Whatever you pick will be subject to instructor approval. And that's because not only are you going to use the topic and stance for this essay, but you're actually going to keep the same topic and stance when we add research in your second essay. So I want to make sure that you're set up for success, not only for this essay, but for the second one. One thing you don't want to do is choose a topic or stance, or a topic that is qualitative. So something that is opinion-based. You want to think in terms of things that you can defend with logical, fact-based reasoning, and emotional appeals to your audience. So things that have wording like best or most tend to be qualitative. So if you wanted to write an essay about why LeBron is the greatest of all time, or Brady is the greatest of all time, is the best player of all time, that's while you may believe that, and while you may be able to prove some of that with stats and figures, it's still a qualitative state, because best is not something you can prove. Greatest is not something you can necessarily prove with additional research. So think in terms of things that you could be very concrete, narrow, and focused about as you kind of think about what you want to talk about, but also choose a subject that is of interest to you, because like I said, you're going to be writing about this for the next several weeks. So I want you guys to choose something that you're truly interested in. So your essay is 2 to 3 pages in length, and it's due on Sunday, October 30th at 11:59 p.m. That means to the bottom of the second page at minimum. If you do shorter links, you'll have points taken off. Mla formatting is required, so that means double spaced, Times New Roman, Cambria, Calibri, Arial font, header in the top left with your name, the instructor's name, the date, and the course and section number. Page numbers in the top right, and a title, 1-inch margins all around. And then everything is checked for plagiarism. You guys have access to the plagiarism report, so you should be able to see exactly what the plagiarism report says when you turn it in. A reminder that this does need to be turned in as a Word document. That is a requirement. And like I said, your topic has to be approved by me. You'll do a discussion board post where you'll propose your topic before you can begin working on the next components of the essay, which is the outline and the final essay. Your essay should have all of the general parts of an essay. So it should have introduction with a clear thesis claim. So your thesis claim should be something like I said, I believe we should nationalize or legalize marijuana on a national level up to 2 ounces. So if you see in that example, I've given very specific parameters around my proposed solution. So I didn't just say we should legalize marijuana because that's very broad, and I could poke holes in that and say, well, do you mean that recreationally or medicinally? Do you mean that on a state level or a national level, up to a certain amount, or just free for all? So be as specific as you can, and then have body paragraphs that have main ideas with logical analysis around those main ideas. So the why should we legalize marijuana up to say 2% or 2 ounces, whatever it is? I would say because it reduces, criminal activity or criminal charges against, minor crimes, because it can help alleviate pain for people who are facing, long-term disease, and because it can boost a state's economy, something like that. And then each main idea you're going to want to support with evidence. So that means giving qualitative or quantitative examples, evidence to support, and in conclusion, that kind of wraps everything up, where you restate your thesis and your claim. Your thesis and your main ideas in new words. Your argument needs to have about 3 reasons is probably good. And then 1 to 2 opposing views with refutations. So that's where you take into account that there are other viewpoints than your own. You acknowledge them. So you say, I understand that some people might think marijuana is, say, a gateway drug to more hardcore drugs. And then you would refute it. So you would disprove that other viewpoint. You would say, however, this study has proven that is in fact not addictive, and whatever it is. So the final requirements that you're going to turn in, you'll have an assignment where you'll complete an outline. That will actually be 20% of your essay grade. So basically the goal is to give you guys a little bit of a boost in your grade automatically by giving you 20 points just for completing the outline, which again, like I said, you'll turn that in separately. And then the final essay, you're going to turn in a clean draft of your essay. If you use any sources, you'll want to include a bibliography as well. So I've given you guys just an example here of an outline, what it could look like. You're going to do an outline and there is a template that's involved, but this is just kind of a quick overview where you can see how you would propose your 3 reasons, think about what the opposition might be, and then refute those opposing viewpoints, and then wrap it all up with a conclusion. So hopefully you guys choose something that is of interest to you, something you don't mind writing about for several weeks. And if you have any questions on this at all, make sure to email me and let me know. Thanks.